Ngosisikeleli Afrika maluphakamisu uphondo lwayo izwa imithandazo yethu ngosisikelela thina lusapho lwayo murena muruga sihlaba sa Yesu.
Inkululeko is a space for motivated youth from Grahamstown, South Africa to come and to collectively improve upon areas where they're academically struggling a bit. We operate an after-school program in the township, which is the historically black section of town in Grahamstown and across South Africa. And we bring in motivated learners who might not necessarily be A students right now, but who want to be A students. So we work with them after school each day, and we provide enrichment opportunities in areas where they're academically excelling and tutoring opportunities in areas where they're academically struggling. The matric exam in South Africa is an exam that students take nationwide at the end of grade 12. And the number of points that you get on the matric exam essentially determines where you can go to university, if at all. The challenge in Grahamstown and in many parts of South Africa is that you have learners who have gone to schools that have a number of struggles and challenges. Bright students, but students perhaps who haven't had the same opportunities that students across town have had. And so many students, and because of the apartheid legacy, many black students do not often do well enough on the matric exam to make university attendance a real possibility.
The social system has been constructed in a way that the vestiges of inequity are still palpable.
In May 2013, we had a really brilliant graduate student from the School of Ed, Araceli, came over to South Africa and worked with us. She worked on implementing some new classroom management strategies. She taught several lessons, and she worked very, very closely with Matthew Kellen, who is the person who pushes everything forward in South Africa. The students responded really, really positively to Araceli, and I think there's some natural synergy between the School of Ed and Inkululeko, just by the very nature of what each of us does. And so while we had Araceli in 2013, in May 2013, we'd be really, really eager to have more graduate students from the School of Ed join us at Inkululeko in South Africa.
We worked with Ed in Sika Secondary School, and what I did first was I sat in on some observations to kind of get a feel of their educational system. Their teaching style and the way the students interacted was a lot of dictation and a lot of rote learning, a lot of memorization. I assessed the students to see where they were at in all these levels. One of the things Matthew really wanted to work on was some of their math skills, because we do live in the 21st century, and math and science and the disciplines in the STEM fields could be the ticket out for a lot of these students.
I want to be a forensic chemist because I like working with chemicals during my natural science class.
I think this is a great opportunity to have students from the School of Education to not only get international experience teaching. It's so rewarding, because these kids are just so eager to learn, and they're so excited and thrilled to have you, and it's a mutual benefit for both parties. For example, with my experience, I went in there, I implemented all of these classroom management strategies, which the other educators were taking note of, and now they were implementing them in their classroom. And so that's the theory of change that Dr. Eatman kept emphasizing, is that you go in there, you introduce somebody with an idea, and it spreads.
It was really very powerful, I think, to see students when they were able to wrap their mind around the theory of change and understand their projects as meaningfully connecting to the theory of change for Inkululeko. That you could see the brainstorms open up and the ideas become more conceptually rich about ways that their projects could manifest something meaningful and sustained. I think one of the best examples of that may be in the before and after of the physical space of the Inkululeko classroom.
The kids' reaction to the makeover was just awesome. They were smiling ear to ear. They went around and they became familiar with their new space, and they were just really excited and really I'm looking forward to using all of those materials. You know, when you go from not having something to write with to having markers and crayons and all of these things that you can get creative, just change the environment. They were more motivated and they were really taking ownership for their space.
There are leaders among these young people who have a commitment to hard work and determination, who have a vision for their society.
I want to be a social worker because I want to solve the problem of people and to protect the children who don't have parents.
This whole project just came about, okay, I need to come in here and I need to introduce these students to a different way of thinking and a different way of learning, because Inkululeko is an enrichment program. You know, a lot of these community building strategies I learned through my graduate work. In fact, every single thing that I did in this project, I learned from my graduate work here at Syracuse University. So for all my professors, they all know who they are. I took a piece of every single course and I implemented it into my project.
The collaboration with SU Abroad, I think, was mutually beneficial. It pushed us forward, and I think it also gave the Syracuse University students a real opportunity to engage in a sustainable way with people in South Africa.
These young people, the Inkululeko students, would be able to experience Americans as people who are global minded, who are morally grounded, who are conscious about the resonance of the human experience, and not just takers and capitalists and all of the other things that we get so often associated with.
So it's something that is rewarding because you just don't go there and do a project and that's it. You know that your project made an impact to the program and therefore made an impact to the lives and the learners of Inkululeko.